Yeah, let's ask the men. What do you when does a girl become a hoe?
A girl becomes a hoe when she has to start lying about how many people she slept with. Automatically, you're a hoe then. Because from the moment you start lying, you're not even being true to yourself. So that's when it starts. So the moment you have to start lying to yourself and lying to other people, you're a hoe.
So if she is honest and says 50, she's not a hoe?
Oh, no, she's still a hoe. But she's just an honest hoe.
We respect the honest ones as well.
Yeah, no, I'm still not going to wife her, but I respect the honesty. So here's the thing. And we said before, a woman has the right to choose. A woman has the right to wear what she wants. A woman has autonomy and sovereignty over her body. A woman can have consensual sex wherever she chooses to be. But those are the woman's rights, and men have our own rights. And doesn't mean we have to take it for that. So what we're trying to say is women can do whatever they want. We don't judge you personally, but us as men have certain standards. And we don't want to be with a woman that slept, for example, with my friend or a friend's friend or something like that. Men and women see sex differently. A lot of women argue that they don't, and they treat it the same, but you women still don't mind seeing a guy that sees a lot of other girls, where us men, we detest that.
But what if like I feel like the reason why I feel like I'm standing for certain women is because what if there's psychological problems? What if you are judging somebody from the cover of what you see them as, but they actually are somebody that just deserves good love? What if it's somebody that is willing to change their colours for you?
I think that's a feminine point of view because we always try to change men.
Okay.
But like from the man's point of view, it's like once you've lost your purity, it's gone.
But okay, so somebody could judge me per se. They might look at me and be like, okay, I don't like the way that she dresses. I don't like her point of views. But if it was a thing where you sat down and we was to have like a night out, just me and you as girls, and I told you about my past and the reason why I've done certain things, and like I'm ready to like give myself to somebody that I really trust and really love, do you not believe I deserve a second chance?
I mean, I think no one deserves anything.
Fair enough.
I think you kind of, it's like, what do you qualify for? And so it's if you did certain things in the past, like I just think you're eliminated from certain guys. But don't worry, 1 in 3 men are virgins or haven't had sex in the past year. There's someone. So the girl, there's always someone.
I just think there's a lot of onus on the men put that we have to accept bad behavior or previous stuff. No one has to allow anyone's previous history. That's why if you've ever done a crime in the past before that, if you go for a job, some jobs you can't go for, and that's just the way it is. So I think a lot of times women want us to be counsellors and be psychotherapists for their previous trauma, which we had no part in. And that is fine if the guy that wants you is prepared to take that, but you shouldn't go into the world thinking that anyone has to be there to fix any of your
What I'm trying to figure out is why most men always get looked upon like they're not a hoe. Why is it different for women than it is for men?
Because men and women are different.
They are. Because
it's easy for us to get sex. The world doesn't like think highly of you if you do what's easy. And men getting sex is hard. So if they do what's hard, it's valued. If we do what's easy, it's not.
So for you, for example, as a lady, you're very pretty, attractive.
Thank you.
Black woman. And on Instagram, I haven't seen your Instagram, but I'm sure if you put on your Instagram every single day that you was lonely and you wanted some company, I'm sure you wouldn't have any problems with people messaging you. Or if you asked for people to take you out. But if one of us did that and said that we wanted sex, we would probably have our Instagram shut down. Now the difference with us is
okay, go on.
If in order for me to sleep with 100 women, especially quality, beautiful women, I would have to have some type of value about myself. In order for you to sleep with 100 men, you don't have to do anything but just say it. And you can just walk down the road and you would find men that will sleep with you. So that's why...
Well, what about men that lie? What about men? Okay, for example, I'm a pretty girl. If I do say I'm lonely on my Instagram and somebody does come or approach me in a way where like they're coming across as they're good and then they've lied to me or made me feel like they were going to do something good in my life and then they turned out that it wasn't that, or I ended up giving myself to somebody and now they're like, yeah, I don't want to do you anymore. So now that's added on a number to the previous guys that I've done before and it comes across that I'm a hoe when realistically that wasn't the situation.
Yeah, but it's like, how many times are you going to get bamboozled?
But
like, I think most guys like...
Because, okay, say like if I'm a hoe...
too, they're like, all right. But like when you're like 20, 30,
but what if I'm a hopeless...
by all of them?
What if I'm a hopeless romantic?
No, you make bad decisions. So
why does it necessarily have to be bad?
Because you've slept with 10 or how many people and nothing's come of it. So for me as a man, all those 10 previous men you slept with, they don't add anything to me. They're just men that have used you and now left you for me. So what you'd been better of you doing is vetting those guys better. Your job as a woman is to vet the bullshit. That is not our job. You need to mitigate these men that come into your life and say, right, which one is he serious, is he not serious? If you give up the goods every single time a guy takes your number, takes you out for something to eat, that's up to you. Because
what about the ones that lie though?
No, but this is also up to you, because you have to differentiate between the men that lie and the men which don't lie. If you cannot separate the good men from the bad men, whose fault is that? That's not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. We're not gonna like sit here and be like,
I think that's bullshit.
Come on,
that's bullshit.
You know,
as a girl, you know deep down, you're just trying to sell. You just want to change them.
I hear you.
You know deep down which guys in a room you walk into. You know which ones are getting laid. You know which ones aren't.
But they love it anyway.
But the thing is, like, we want the guys that get laid. We don't want the guys that no one else wants.
Not necessarily. What if I'm not trying to get laid? What if it's a thing where I'm literally trying to know you as a person?
Do you want to date someone that no one else wants to date?
No.
Girls love the bad boy.
I kind of do though.
No,
I don't.
So you just said it yourself. So you're going for guys that you already know that a lot of women want. So these are men that are obviously they want it. They're high value in the sense that a lot of women want them. Whenever you go for these types of men, you have to understand you are just one. You can potentially be one of many, and you don't mind being one of many. There's probably some guys across the years that have always probably tried to holler at you, tried to take you out, and you haven't given any time to these guys. These ordinary. And I don't know, but it's fine. But what I'm trying to say, all of these guys have watched you deal with all of these guys one by one, and it never amounts to nothing. At some point, you need to say to yourself, maybe I'm going for the wrong types of guy. Maybe this guy's not right for me. Maybe I need to stop going for what I like, and maybe I need to start going for what makes sense.
But this is the thing with females, I think. I feel like they don't get to that stage until they're maybe more mature. Like, I feel like
they're running out of time.
You'll never run out.
And the guys they want don't want them. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's like
when their options start narrowing, that's when they start being a bit more pragmatic about what guy makes sense.
Yep.
Until then, they don't.
Facts.
Well, it's like you have till what, 35 for geriatric pregnancy. So it's like, and unless you have $20,000 to put down and maybe get a kid out of it, maybe like you at like 30, I feel like people start getting desperate.
I feel like when females get to the age of 30, that's when they start looking at the guys around them and they'll be like, do you know what? I'm tired of being abused or tired of going through the same old story. So do you know what? Now I might go for the good guy that may not have wanted me beforehand.
I feel like the modern day kind of girls are a bit different though. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're looking for a child or another husband. Sometimes they're literally trying to get their money, build their next generation for. It doesn't necessarily have to mean a child that comes from them. They could adopt. They can do other options. It's not just I have to have a child.
They can, but the least happy demographic of women is women over the ages of 45 that make between, I think it's like between $50,000 to like $70,000 per year and are single and childless. Like life gets pretty.
Are they bothered about it though?
What?
Are they bothered about being?
Yeah, they're the least happy demographic. Like life gets pretty lonely after the age of 45. Like, right? I don't think as women we really understand how different the world treats us because we're pretty women, and because one day your looks are going to be gone. You're going to get no attention from men. Like 40 to no men are lining up to date 50-year-olds.
It's a good thing I got personality then, isn't it?
Yeah,
that won't work. We don't care about personality.
Guys. Do you care about a girl? If a girl doesn't look good, do you care about her personality?
Of course not.
Yeah.
What are you guys
But
looking?
if you're trying to wife someone, why would you not care about their personality?
No, I said if she. I'm careful with my words. If she doesn't look good, you have to start with looks.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
For women, you're looking at it from a female point of view. For the men, it starts with looks. It starts with sex.
So